Now what?
What we do is pass ourselves off as representatives of big corporations we don't like. We make fake websites, then wait for people to accidentally invite us to conferences.
My name is Fred. I'm from Halliburton. My name is Hannaford Schmidt. I'm with the World Trade Organization. I'm from Arizona.
My name is Francisco Guerrero.
Oberlu Hochmix.
Hundreds of oil and gas executives were duped today.
Louisiana officials are taken for a ride by the yes men.
The yes men? The yes men. Anti-globalization activists that travel the world pulling pranks at corporate events.
And a bunch of lefty protesters.
World-renowned troublemakers.
Sick, twisted, cruel.
And what they do is really to take absurd ideas, and they present these ideas in all seriousness.
The group has done this many times before. They have a track record of getting away with it. So, how did this happen? Equity International says the imposters showed up.
At home in our underground headquarters, it was time to start planning our next mission.
Tens of thousands of Iraqis have died.
Worries are growing among top government and business leaders about the surge of food riots.
Markets continue to shake. Unemployment is up.
The oil companies reported the highest profits in the history of the world.
But with so many things going wrong, who should we go after next? We got our answer when a text message arrived. Dow Chemical had just bought Union Carbide, a company that became infamous in the 1980s. You remember the 1980s. Challenger, Chernobyl, Bhopal. Bhopal? In 1984, when Union Carbide's pesticide plant at Bhopal exploded, at least 5,000 people died within weeks, and 100,000 more remained sick for life. It was the biggest industrial disaster in history, but Union Carbide settled with the Indian government for $470 million, meaning most of the victims got less than $1,000 each.
Now, I just want to say to shareholders of Union Carbide that I am confident that the victims can be fairly and equitably compensated without a material adverse effect on the financial condition of Union Carbide Corporation.
There was little adverse effect on the shareholders, but in Bhopal, people continued to suffer. When Dow announced it would buy Union Carbide, there was finally hope for justice. Dow said it would compensate victims of Carbide's past negligence and promptly paid over $2 billion to 14 asbestos plaintiffs in Texas. Dow could do for Bhopal what they'd done for Texas, but we knew they wouldn't. So, we decided to do it for them. We set up a fake Dow Chemical website, dowethics.com, and we waited, and waited, and waited. Then one day, we got our chance.
You have mail.
We'd just been invited to a conference on international finance. Some of the biggest banks in the world would be there. These were the kind of banks who help companies like Union Carbide and Dow do what they do. A company might say, we're going to build a shoddy plant in an underdeveloped country with a corrupt legal system. The plant might explode and people might die, but we'll make a lot of money. And the bank comes back and says, great, sounds like a plan. What could we possibly do to show bankers what was wrong with this logic? So right now I'm painting Gilda, the gilded skeleton, actually the golden skeleton that we're going to use in the Dow Chemical lecture in London at a financial services conference in just a few short days.
The only good skeleton is a gold skeleton.
In case Gilda didn't scare them enough, we had a backup plan. We rented a theatrical pyrotechnics unit here so that we can make a big puff of smoke.
Ah! We're on our way to a conference, and Erastus Ham is going to be speaking at the conference as Dow Chemical Company.
Our plan was to have Dow demonstrate, for the first time ever, exactly how they calculate the cash value of human life. Would this make the bankers think twice? It was time to find out.
Thank you very much. On May 1st, we are releasing the beta version of Acceptable Risk, the world's first market-smart risk calculator to help you find out instantly what risks are or are not acceptable from a bottom-line business perspective. Will Project X be just another skeleton in the closet, something your company comes to regret, or will it be a golden skeleton? A complex case is IBM's sale of technology to World War II Germany for use in identifying certain populations. This was very bad, of course, but no one can deny they were profitable, and although the issue remains a skeleton in the closet, in retrospect, it is quite clearly golden. Now, you may have heard the joke. How many Americans does it take to screw in a light bulb? 12. 1 to climb the ladder and 11 to file the lawsuit. What about Indians? Oh, just 1. We would, of course, never wish to imply that an Indian life is worth more or less than another. I myself believe in the sanctity of all life. But the market has its own logic, and if we're willing to live with it, we must make the most of the choices it makes. Because if there's one thing that we at Dow want you to remember today, it's that the only good skeleton is a gold skeleton. Ooh! Surprise. This is Gilda. She's the mascot for the Dow Acceptable Risk program. Gilda is here to basically tell you that if you have a skeleton in the closet, it may not be just a skeleton. It could very well be a golden skeleton as well. And as you move into a future of ever-increasing complexity and ever-increasing opportunities, Dow Acceptable Risk can assure you that your touch will be the Midas one. And I'd like to finish with a little poem. I'd rather be handsome than homely. I'd rather be youthful than old. If I can't have a bushel of silver, I'll do with a barrel of gold. So thank you very much. We hope you come up and get a closer look.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you for having us. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Here's a keychain. Thank you very much. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah,
oh,
I
good.
don't have unfortunately, I don't have a card anymore. I've ran out of them. So.
Oh, wonderful. Yes, you were one of the earlier speakers. Thanks.
Yes, so
good.
that's a pleasure.
Thank you
it's
very much.
Definitely very interesting. Is it applicable? Is your model applicable to anything? I mean, is it applicable? Can we use it in risk management?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I'll have our risk management guys take a look at it because we do a lot of interesting things. So.
Wonderful. This is interesting. So.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Okay. Take care.
Yes, hello.
Hello, sorry.
Your case was, I want to introduce a new product on the market.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you, as I understood it, is that your risk assessor will work out what is the human
That's right.
impact threat to humans, as opposed to how much money can you make us. Whichever way you do this, you're going to cost some lives, right?
Yeah,
but if you're going to make some money in the process of it, then it's acceptable. Is that right?
You will. That's pretty much, that's exactly what I said. I mean, it's, so did you find that not...
No, I thought it was refreshing, actually.
Okay.
Refreshing? We'd meant to be shocking, not refreshingly honest. To us, this was about as refreshing as the Kool-Aid in Jonestown.
The mass suicide and murder of more than 900 Americans took cyanide-laced fruit punch from their spiritual father and then lay down to die.
That's the thing about cults. What's shocking to outsiders seems normal to insiders. Is this why unfettered greed seemed normal to bankers? And if so, who was the cult leader here? This is Milton Friedman. We were told that he was the world's most influential economist.
Did government play a role in this? Very little, only by keeping the road clear for human greed and self-interest to promote the welfare of the consumer.
In this book, Friedman used the word freedom 374 times. But by freedom, he didn't mean this. He meant this: the freedom of corporations to profit, no matter the risk to people, and without interference from government.
Dr. Milton Friedman, a scientist, a careful thinker, and a great teacher.
The hero of freedom, Milton Friedman.
I sought out Dr. Friedman and had the great pleasure and privilege of meeting him and his economist wife, Rose. And we've all become friends, and now I call him Milton.
If we wanted to understand the banker's mindset, we needed to find the guru of greed. There was only one problem. But though Friedman had now ascended, his followers carried the flame.
Okay, so we should go in there.
Yeah.
Oh, great, thank you.
Uncle Milty, I call.
These guys belong to free market think tanks, which have spent billions of corporate dollars trying to make us all believe that if we just let corporations do what they want, everything will work out great.
We're kind of on a quest. We want to fix the world, and we want to know how to do it.
Private property, rule of law, and a market unrestricted by government regulation and control.
When we see companies demonized, we should work against that. When we see the free market system castigated, we must work against that.
More wealth leads to greater efficiency and greater innovation, and basically all good things.
Wealth, money,
privatization,
wealth, money,
individualist freedom,
privatization,
free markets, ownership,
and a great deal of money.
Capitalism and freedom.
Wealth and prosperity.
We were getting the message.